Oh, hello. How the devil are you? How's anyone in these unprecedented times? I can't believe I've just said that. I hate that phrase. My name's Simon. I run Higher Plane Games, Higher Plane Music, and all of the other projects that I do under the Higher Plane Network banner, including things like Circuits of the Past and a few other new projects that I'm going to talk about a little bit later on in the video. You might think, who the hell are you? But you have subscribed to me if you've probably seen this video. You just didn't know it was me in the background. I'm going to split this video into two sections. Firstly will be like a life update, just about me and what's gone on through 2021. Excuse me, clue, COVID. Second, I'll do stuff about channel updates and new and exciting news. So I'll stick a timestamp down so that you can dive to that if you're not interested about me. If you are, though, grab a drink, because I've had to do this twice. Firstly, because it started to piss down with rain. There was no rainbow, even though it's sunny. And second one, I just coughed all the way through. So there will be a couple of coughs through this. I'm really sorry. It's just a hangover from COVID. But fizzy definitely helps. No alcohol. It's one of the things with COVID, actually, is that alcohol absolutely wrecks me, and I just go straight to sleep. So who needs Rohypnol? So let's start with COVID, actually, from my life update. So I got COVID between Christmas and New Year. I went shopping. I only wanted milk and bread, and that was it. And a couple of other bits of fresh fruit. Oh dear. I must say, though, and it's just getting on my soapbox for a minute, that the mask, like the level of mask checking that goes on in supermarkets around where I live in Essex, weak. And it does not surprise me, because every time I went shopping it felt like I was rolling a dice, and I was just like, one day I'm gonna have someone that's just coughing all over me, and it's like but COVID though, and I don't want to wear a mask. Wear the fucking mask. It didn't take too much. And then I was like, well, I'd done all the rules and it just got me, so meh. So yeah, off the soapbox now. Sorry about that. So yeah, by the time it got to New Year's, I could already feel that I'd gone like massively downhill. And then basically January was wasted for me. And I spent most of that month struggling to breathe and in and out of sleep. Basically, that's all I can remember for January. So God knows what content I put out. And it was a shame, because I tried to get ahead of myself. The whole idea was, between Christmas and New Year, was I was going to absolutely smash out loads and loads of content in advance so that I could work on some upcoming stuff that I was really excited for. And it's just all gone to shop, which is why the channel feels like it's probably been a bit weirdly stagnant for the last few months. So thanks for sticking with me through that. If I described COVID, just in case you haven't had it, for me personally, and I know it's different for other people, it felt like I had about 30% of my lung capacity. It was a genuine struggle to breathe, and I had to consciously think about breathing, which then meant that I was struggling to think about anything else. Small brain. So yeah, it just made it tricky to do anything. I could barely do any work in my day job, because I've been an essential worker all the way through the pandemic. Not like NHS top tier essential, and right the way down here in other government departments. But if you've had to claim benefit, you've likely had to deal with something around what I do during that period. And I hope it went well for anyone if you did do that, because I was working 7 days a week for most of last year, trying to ensure that people could get some money. So yeah, as that was kind of all unfolding, I was struggling to breathe. But the other kind of kicker from it, apart from like the coughing, headaches and all that kind of stuff, was just the level of fatigue. I've never felt anything like it. I feel like I've turned Spanish, and I've like got a programmed in daily siesta. But at that time, I was asleep for like 6 or 7 hours, wake up and just cough and struggle to breathe for an hour, go to bed, 6, 7 hours of sleep again, up for an hour, cough and splutter, back. It was just in a cycle like that all the time. And just the muscle fatigue and everything, it was awful. And that went on for about 5 weeks, 6 weeks. slowly improving towards the back end of that, which then enabled me to start having a bit more of a normal life in February, where my breathing improved. And once I could stop thinking about having to breathe, like the quality of life just goes whoop, because your brain can then deal with other stuff. And I can cope with coughing quite a lot. And the occasional brain fog moment, I have experienced that, mostly when it's being asked a question in work. And I'm like, I don't know, where am I? Oh yeah, my living room, as I have been for every day in the past year. So yeah, it's just been it's been interesting. Excuse me. What I would say is there's been a few things that have really helped me kind of bounce back quite recently, and it's taking vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc supplements. Those three combined, I must rattle if someone was able to pick me up and shake me around. Sadly, I've got the belly that would stop you. But those three combined have been really good. I've heard a lot of people get really good progress with niacin, but I haven't personally tried that or started that. I've just been trying to work on those like three things there, and they have helped me personally. So yay! Yeah, so that's my COVID journey. There's a 12th week now, I think. I still get fatigued. I still cough a lot. And I have good days and bad days. But the cycle, like the rhythm of it, is relatively steady, actually. So I kind of know when I'm going to crash, and then I will take myself away and just like make sure that I'm purely relaxed for it. And I can't deal with anything physically or mentally, because the mental drain also kind of translates into physical fatigue. It's weird. So yeah, that's kind of how I am at the moment. And it was kind of one of the things that spurred on this video was me thinking about, actually, do I have some kind of top tips for if anyone's still getting COVID these days? And my kind of top tip is, if you need to rest, because there is no energy. You're not restoring the energy in the bank, and so you're just going down and down and down. And if you take the first opportunity that you can to rest, when you need to rest, you're only needing to top up a little bit and it will get you back going again. Similarly, one of the big wins for me is being able to work with that rhythm of knowing that I've got the energy, so I'm quite quick and flexible in being able to plan around that rhythm. So that depends on if you've got a job where you are stuck in certain contracted hours or something like that, though. That would be a real pain. I do have that, but I'm able to do it from home, which means that I have the luxury of being able to say, do you know what, I'm going to block out these couple of hours because I'm absolutely spent, and I will go and have a rest, but I'll pick up this piece of work and I'll do it this evening so it's still ready for the next day, for tomorrow. I'm very fortunate in a position that I can do that. I appreciate others don't. The other thing that kind of triggered this video off, though, is that, or this section of the video, I guess, is that it's been just over a year since the last time that I kind of went anywhere. And by that I mean to work. So we was having a chat with me and some work colleagues around the fact that last week marks the 1 year anniversary of any of us being in our office. I used to have to commute to London. I hated the commute. Hate the commute. Don't mind the office once I'm there, and I like socialising with people and being able to be in a room. Are we going to have the ice cream van? Oh, naff off. I'm 13 minutes... No, I'm not. I'm 9 minutes in. Oh, do you know what? Side-eye shade. Anyone coming out for the ice cream drug van? No, but someone's going to reverse into it. Oh, fucking... Okay. I can't remember where I got up to. I was distracted by that. But, so, the... it's been a year essentially since the last time I was outside doing anything from a work perspective or travelling to see my other half. We've both been stuck in awkward local lockdowns, which means we didn't see each other for a long period of time and still haven't. And it's been really, really tricky to kind of coordinate any of that. So yeah, it's just been interesting. One thing that I would say has been a takeaway for me is not so much kind of understanding just how much creativity means to me and like the creative arts of creating music, creating film, creating games, all of that kind of combined. But particularly when I was really, really bad with COVID and I just could not face doing anything, um, being able, like, having that completely cut out of my life was really, really tricky. And that, on top of the lack of human interaction, just meant that I was just existing as a sack of spuds. um, and that was not nice. So it helped me kind of prioritize in my order in my brain, like, actually, what makes me tick is being able to be creative, being able to help people, being able to be a connector of all different things together. Um, and having that human interaction and emotion and love and support kind of around, um, and good food, obviously, and all the rest is gravy. And I was quite surprised actually because um, I've always taken pride in myself for being able to always put out top tier work. In my words, anyway, in my opinion, and actually through having a complete lack of the emotion and the human side of life for the last year, I could quite easily chuck being proud of the work that I do right down the bottom of the priority list. And I wouldn't necessarily have thought that perhaps beforehand. I don't know. So yeah, I don't really have any particular words of wisdom, but if you do, I'd be really interested to hear them. So pop them down in the comments if you do. So that then brings me on to channel stuff and what's the latest channel updates. Now, because I've been so ill for the last 2.5 months, all those things that I had planned for the beginning of this year's for the channel is going to be later on down the line. So just to kind of reel those out, I was working on 3 specific series. Kind Words to write to with Smithy, Uncle Smithy rather. They were long format and I just used to cough all through them whenever I tried them. They'll be coming back. And it's going to be like a 10-part series and it will just be like one a month for the rest of the year. Or whenever there's like big events happening, I'll do one because there seems to always be themes of those letters. The second one is the Mental Health in Gaming series. That's going to be a 10-part series. I've chosen the games, I'm already capturing the footage. That will all be kicking off again and you'll see those kind of drip feed out, one probably every fortnight or so from now on. So look forward to those. The third series around the gaming is an art form. I'm going to park for the time being because I've got too much juggling elsewhere. The other thing that was going to be coming early on this year was the YouTube FMV game I was working on. I don't think anyone really knew that this was coming, apart from those of you that may have stumbled on the really awkward teaser trailer that showed nothing at all. But I've been mapping out and planning an FMV to camera YouTube game. And it was around basically trying to be hired to replace Alex Albon in the Red Bull Driver Academy. We'll elevate and change that slightly, but it was a piss take on it basically. And so the idea is that you see the video footage and then you know how at the end of YouTube video you've got the end cards. They were going to be pointing to your choices of how you answered the interview questions as to whether or not you was going to get a Red Bull driver development test or not. But we was just going to change it so that it wasn't a Red Bull drink. It's going to still be coming. It's going to probably be now the middle of the year. I'm kind of tentatively aiming for a May/June release for that. Completely free, of course, because it will be on YouTube. I think it'll be hilariously cringe and I can't wait to get it out there. But I will also be documenting how some of that will be made. Particularly if you're interested in like making Choices Matter games, the development of how this has been done. I've tried to follow actual game development tools, so I'll show you the process. And also the other thing that's kind of fallen off the radar was retro gaming content, just because of the way how it needs to all be set up and connected with cables and stuff. But yeah, retro stuff is coming, I promise. Now on to some of the new stuff that's happened very recently, and I hope this will be of fun and interest. There are 2 new things that have happened literally in the last couple of weeks that I wanted to talk about. The first one is that I am now a freelance writer who writes some articles for a company called Traction. Traxion. Yeah, Traction. Traction is, and the reason why I've kind of got involved in this is that they are a sim racing / racing community website. And quite often in the sim racing world, we will divide ourselves up into camps of being like, but iRacing, but R-Factor 2. And then there's like a couple of us in the corner who are like, race room? And like we're all busy arguing with each other. And then someone comes in, it's like F1 2020, and we're all like, no. So, and it might be just me with like Trackmania flag in the background. But yeah, so the whole idea of Traction is that actually there's space and there's room for everyone, and there's all different types of racing and sim racing, and you're all welcome. And I love that ethos, because as sim racing and esports in general has become more and more popular over time, our communities get more and more fractured and potentially smaller and more niche, and people don't always cross-pollinate. And when you do, sometimes like the purists who may be at the top tier of that specific game or mod, then like start to treat you as an outsider, and I think that's fundamentally wrong. Sim racing, particularly for someone like me who I'm a clean racer, but I'm normally 3.5 seconds off your lap time, and I will find a blue flag in most faces being thrown at my face. I want to feel like I'm welcome in this community too. And so Traction kind of spoke to me from that perspective. The stuff that I'll be writing for them is all around niche games. So my first article is all about You Suck at Parking, which I showcased back in my Steam kind of feature-length preview collection, where I went through 50 games there. Absolutely love that game, and I'm sure it'll be superb. But yeah, I'll be doing some stuff for them. So if you're interested in sim racing and racing games in general, traction.gg is the website. They've got a YouTube channel as well. I may find myself popping up in other things in there in the future. Who knows? But it's right at the very beginning of a growing community. So I urge people to get involved. I think it could be a really nice place to be. The second thing that I wanted to talk about is YouTube has long been an awkward place to be. So through my music stuff that I do, I've become a Twitch affiliate. Basically skipping the whole Twitch affiliate need to kind of run for a certain period of time before you become a Twitch affiliate. It's allowed me to go straight in because of the amount of Spotify plays that I have, and the distribution that I have for my music. So Higher Playing Games is now on Twitch, and we're going to be doing some Twitch streaming. I need to set up my channel properly, because when you become a Twitch affiliate, anything that you do over there gets a 24-hour exclusivity period. So I'll never be able to stream both to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. But anything that is streamed on Twitch, I will make sure that I put up on YouTube afterwards. But this is just kind of a call out, basically, to say, if you prefer Twitch to YouTube, go and follow me over there, because I will be doing some live stuff over there. And I'm probably going to be aiming next weekend to be doing a giant Twitch stream, because it's my birthday coming up. And what's better for a lockdown birthday than a lockdown stream? I can't get drunk, but I can order in some takeaway. We'll get some cake. We'll play some stupid games. It'll be highly inappropriate, I'm sure, at times. But yeah, super looking forward to trying to basically try out Twitch and see how it goes. My Twitch channel will be used not just for gaming though, and I just want to kind of put that up front. Although it's called Higher Plane Games, yes, there'll be gameplay stuff on there, but I'll also be doing some other stuff potentially too, such as music creation, where we can like create music together with me using my keyboards and my drum pads and all that kind of stuff, and perhaps some other kind of networky TV live streamy content on there too. So just because of the way how Twitch affiliates work, it's quite tricky to have multiple channels going on at once and then having them all affiliated. So I just want to stick it niche for the time, all together in one channel for the time being, and then we can kind of branch out wider if and when we need to. So yeah, that's kind of it really for the Higher Plane game side of stuff. Thank you so much for sticking with me and continuing to stick with me. We crossed the 7,000 subscribers now. Hurrah! It took a decade. Christ. But I quite enjoy having the status of being a little undiscovered gem, hopefully, that people keep to themselves. That's what I tell myself at night when I cry over viewing figures. But yeah, you guys still take care. Stay safe. Lockdown will hopefully be ending for you lot in the UK with me too quite soon. And we're getting there. We're getting there. Take care. Bye. Cheers.